Hey guys, Crystal here. Today we're learning how to knit the ridged rib stitch. And in this tutorial, I'll show you how to knit it flat and in the round. You can use any cast on method for this. I'm just going to do a long tail here real quick. To knit this pattern flat, you'll need to cast on an odd number of stitches. You can use any cast on like the long tail I've shown you here or another one you prefer. For row 1, we're going to knit the first stitch. And then we'll continue to knit each stitch across the row. Okay, turn your work and we're ready to start row 2. Now for row 2, we're going to do another row of knit stitches. So just knit each stitch across your needle. Okay, for row 3, we are going to start by alternating with purls and knits. So I'll hold my yarn in the front to make a purl 1 on the first stitch, and then I'm ready to make a knit in the next stitch. Now I'll just keep alternating those back and forth, purl 1, knit 1, all the way across the row. Okay, for row 4, we are going to also do a knit purl repeat, but we're starting the row with a knit for row 4. So we'll knit 1, purl 1, and then keep repeating that across to the end of the row. So now you're just going to repeat those 4 rows, 2 rows of knits, and then your purl 1, knit 1, and then row 4 is knit 1, purl 1. Repeat those 4 rows for the height of your project, and then you're ready to bind off. Here in this little swatch I have knit up, you can see how they work up very neatly here. It has nice flat edges. To cast on to work this stitch in the round, you'll need an even number of stitches. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to knit the ridged rib stitch in the round, and I have cast on my 16-inch circular, so this is like hat sized, and I'm ready to join in the round. You can use any cast on method you like. I'll link up those for you if you need more direction on that. And then you can join in the round any way you like as well. When I join in the round, I just like to get started, and this working yarn here, after I knit the first stitch, will join the circle. Okay, so to knit this ridged rib stitch in the round, we need to have cast on an even number of stitches. So the first round is going to be knits. If you need to mark with a stitch marker your first beginning of round, you can do that here. I also like using the tail, but the stitch marker works as well. So we're just going to knit the first stitch to join our round, right? So now we have a join here, and we're going to keep knitting all the stitches around for round 1. Okay, here I am at the last stitch of my round. To knit that and then slip my stitch marker. Okay, so for round 2, we are going to purl all of the stitches around. All right, we're at the end of our second round, purling the last stitch, slip our stitch marker, And now we're ready to do our seed stitch pattern for round 3. We start with a purl, and then we knit the second one. And then we just keep repeating, alternating purl, knit, purl, around. As we get to the end of round 3, we are knitting the last stitch, slipping our stitch marker, and we're ready to start round 4, which is a repeat of the last round we just did. So we'll start with a purl and then knit. So we're putting purls into purl stitches and knits into knit stitches all the way around. Okay, we're at the end of round 4 here, so now we're going to start our 4-row repeat. We'll repeat those 4 rounds, knit 1, purl the next round, and then do 2 rounds of purl 1, knit 1 around.